I will show you one. You are able to hear me, no?
Yes, sir.
Now I
Yes,
can
sir.
hear you. I will show you one video on castings and machining. You just look carefully, and then I will ask some questions on that. You note down also whatever you have not understood. This is how to make a cylinder head, right from a casting. This is a pattern. This is a casting,
Sir,
and this
are
is
you
a.
sharing the screen?
Oh, I think I am not. Thank you. I forgot to share. Now it is visible, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This this is a pattern, wooden pattern. This is how the casting will look like, and this is the finished product. So core is used for polishing the hollow part. Core is used for polishing the hollow parts. If there is a hollow uh, in the product, then for that you have to keep a device which is called as the core. So first we are making a core because there are some holes in the product. हॅलो हा तुम्ही येणार होते ते काय झालं रविवारी नाहीये आता तुम्ही निघाले का अच्छा उद्या कधी 9 वाजेपर्यंत द्या सकाळी रविवारी असते रविवारी जरा मी बाहेर जाणार आहे अच्छा अच्छा आणि किती खर्च किती किती लाईट्स आम्ही वापरत नाही लाईट्स वापरतो स्पिंडल तो कॉमनच असतं ना संध्याकाळचं वगैरे होईल का तुम्ही जरा फोन करा मला फोन करा तुम्हाला Hello, are you active? Are you watching? No.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this is the support piece for the core. This will be used for the producing hole, round one, and this is a support piece for the core. This is what is called as the parting line. ये जो ऐसा दिख रहा है, that is a parting line. You read the text also, whatever is displayed. The bottom portion is called as the drag, and the top portion is called as the cope. This is called as a ramming. Yes. So he's putting on the sand. The top portion is called as the cope. I will be with this. सगळे नव्हते. These are called the two half. So now he has separated the two half. And what is this? This is what is called as the cavity. इसको cavity बोलते हैं. Now what he is cutting is this is a runner or gate. Usually gates are small, but in case of sand casting, we will call this as a runner. Is making it smooth so that the material can flow. He's screwing it down now this so that this pattern can be lifted up easily. Somebody has joined now. See now this is a core, isn't it, which is keeping, and this is a support for this core because this core should remain in the cavity because there will be a molten metal which will be poured here. So under the action of molten metal, this core should not deflect. So that's why you need to give the support. Now this core, since the molten metal will not, you know, molten metal will flow in this cavity, okay, and there will not be any molten metal over here because there is already core. So that means you are going to get a hollow in the casting. So that is the purpose of core. Now is aligning the core and sorry, hope and rag. Both should match properly. So that's why you need a dowel pin. This is what is called the furnace, where the molten metal is melted. Molten metal is being poured. Now this is crude method. Nowadays it is all automatic. Solidification is done. He has to break the sand. Now he is cutting that screw and runner. See, this is the hole for which we have put the core inside the mold. This process is called as the hacksawing. Hacksaw. This is called the hand hacksaw. So this is how your casting is, and uh, this is the core which we had put in the mold. Remember, the core is used for producing the holes inside the casting. This is what is called as the parting line. So this parting line will be visible, you know, and now here this is a thick parting line. So in sand casting, you will always get a thick parting line. So now depending upon the quality of the mold, this parting line will be produced. Like if the mold is, if you have very high degree of discipline in manufacturing the mold, like injection molding, blow molding, if the molds are machined properly and if they are very accurate, then this parting line will be very small or it will be very thin, but still it will be visible to the naked eyes. And then in order to improve the aesthetic properties, the people they try to grind or try to buff, okay, but still you can make it out where the parting line is. This machine is called as a lathe machine, and this is what is your tool post is. These are the chips. These are for the chips, and this is what is your cutting tool. This operation is called the center drilling, which is happening from the tailstock.
Sir, I have a question about lathe machine, sir. Can I ask?
Yeah, please.
Sir, in the lathe machine there is a motor, sir. Now that motor has certain amount of power, then
Yeah.
it means that if we put a heavier metal or heavier, sir, to shape heavier block or cylinder to shape, sir, which means the angular velocity of it will decrease because momentum, sir, would be this momentum would be conserved. So, sir, it is true that is it like that? Heavier the metal, less precision of the lathe machine.
No, 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 nothing like that. No. No. The precision or the accuracy of the machine, any machine depends upon what kind of bearings, what kind of parts, what kind of material, what kind of machining uh, uh, is done in that machine. It is irrespective of the heavy or light. You can have heavy machining with higher precision. You can have heavy machining with lower precision also. It depends upon the mix. It depends upon the brands. Like we have branded watch. Uh, so branded watch, they have their quality is good. So similarly, like suppose if you go for Swiss machine, hmm, then Swiss machines are very accurate. But generally, what happens? Generally, that's a conception that if the particles are, if the products are heavy, then you will not get good accuracy. That is not true. That is not true.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. As I told, it all depends upon the what kind of material is used for machining, what kind of how the machining is done, what kind of heat treatment, what kind of bearings are used. These are all the factors. This operation is called the boring. Boring means enlarging the hole, existing hole. This operation is called as the milling, that is face milling. This is your vertical milling machine. This is animal cutter. This is your vernier caliper. This is a digital vernier caliper. This is circular milling. This is done with the help of the circular table, which is rotating. This is your drilling operation. These drills are extra long. Now this is what is your finished product is. I'll show you more and more videos so that you understand better. Now the purpose of this video was to show you how the casting is, how the machining is, what is lathe machine, what is drilling machine, uh, what is milling machine, what is core, what is pattern. Any doubts here? Hello, Mr. Peter.
No doubt, sir.
No. Can you speak for a minute on this video?
The summary.
Summary or whatever it is, what is what you observe, what you understand. Just speak for a minute,
Okay, so
not more than a minute.
first the wooden pattern is there, and the wooden pattern is similar to the product we need. Then with using sand, the core is made so that the product, because the product has to be hollow.
Good,
Then using
good,
fine sand, the two halves of the mold, the lower half, first the fine sand is kept, and on the top of that the pattern is kept, and the soil is then uh, rammed inside to form the mold. So
yeah,
and
good,
both the halves are made, and the runner and the uh, riser are made using
good,
the pipes so that the metal flows inside. Then the molten metal is poured inside, after which the riser and uh, gate and a gate is made. And after some time, after the molten metal is poured, and after 10 minutes the mold is broken apart. Then the
very good.
extra parts are cut, and then then uh, it goes through the lathe and milling
Okay,
machine, and
okay, good.
it is okay.
Okay, no problem. So we were discussing the type of patterns. You can see this, correct? No? Great.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So as I said, the question is asked, even the question can be asked that explain the different type of patterns and discuss any one pattern. So the sketch is always important. So this is your split pattern is gated pattern. These are the runners and gate. These are called as the multiple cavity mold. That means in a single mold you are going to get now 8 pieces. Cope and drag pattern. This is most common. Hollow bolt. This is just to give the support. Yesterday we discussed sweep pattern is for circular uh, hollow components. Skeleton pattern is for the bigger pieces. Loose piece pattern is again here the piece. There are some loose pieces which is detachable and it can be attached to the pattern. So that's why it is called the loose piece pattern. Then what are the factors for selecting the pattern material? So first is number of quantity. Whether you want to do 10 castings or 100 castings or 1 lakh. So that is a casting. So like suppose if you want only one, then you can use wax pattern. जैसे कि हम लोग जो ईयर दोज वर डिफ तो उनके लिए जो मशीन्स हैं समटाइम्स जो अंदर जो प्लग जाता है हाँ दैट हैज़ टू बी मेड एक्यूरेटली एज पर द ईयर जो कान रहता है ना उसके हिसाब से बनाना मांगता है सो द डॉक्टर दे सेंड टेक्नीशियंस एंड दे टेक वैक्स पैटर्न आपका जो कान है ना बिकॉज that plug should fit properly and it is tailor made आप स्टैंडर्ड नहीं यूज करें स्टैंडर्ड प्रोडक्ट नहीं यूज करने का It has to be tailor made. मशीन यू कैन यूज, हाँ, जो मशीन रहता है दैट यू कैन यूज स्टैंडर्ड, बट जो अंदर जो फिटिंग पार्ट है कान के अंदर बैठता है, इट शुड फिट प्रॉपरली। मतलब वो जो बाहर का आवाज़ है उसमें जाना नहीं मांगते, तो इट हैज़ टू फिट प्रॉपरली। सो वो जो टेक्नीशियन आता है वो क्या लेता है, दे टेक अ वैक्स, वैक्स इम्प्रेशन, और फिर उसके हिसाब से वो लोग मोल्ड बनाते हैं। सो वैक्स का लाइफ ओनली वन रहता, ओनली वन पीस। हम लोग मूवीज़ में भी देखे, मूवीज़ में, हाँ, जो चोर लोग, हाउ डू दे मेक दे चाबी। सो उनके पास सोप रहता है, बराबर ना, सो दैट सोप के ऊपर वो लोग घर का जो चाबी है उसको दबाते हैं, सो दैट क्रिएट्स अ कैविटी, सो दैट एक्ट्स एज अ पैटर्न हियर। हेलो, हाँ बोल ना। हम्म, हाँ, आता अर्जंटली पाठव, 5 मिनिटांनी, एक 5-10 मिनिटांनी पाठव. हम्म, हम्म, हम्म. तिकडे दोन होते, ते संपत होते आणि ती अश्विनी होते ना, दोघींचे नंबर आहेत ते पाठव. हम्म. दोघांचे नंबर मोबाईल नंबर. Then what is the type of the mold and size of the components to be made? Then what is the type of the sign and what is the accuracy and surface finish? So on this, your pattern will depend. What are the different pattern materials? That is wood, metal, plastic, plaster and wax. Okay, so metal will have more lives. Metal pattern will give more life, more number of products. Plastic pattern will give you less, and wax pattern is used only once. So what I was talking, that key, so that वो चोर लोग क्या करते हैं, वो जो चाबी है उसको दबाते हैं और सोप में, ओके, so that is like पैटर्न, ओके, और उसके ऊपर से वो लोग मेटल का चाबी बनाते हैं। ओके, तो सेम थिंग हियर ऑल्सो, वैक्स में भी वो जो वैक्स है, वैक्स का गोला रहता है, हाँ, वो हम कान में दबाते हैं। ओके, तो जो कान का शेप, all, even all fine details can be obtained on that wax. All the fine details can be obtained on the wax. So majority wooden patterns are used because it is easy for machining. Metal, plastics, they are comparatively, matlab, the machining cost is higher. Metal, plastic. For wooden pattern also, you have to do the machining, but the cost is less. So what is the use of when to use wooden pattern? These are used where the number of castings we produce is small and pattern size is large. So that time we go for the wooden patterns. See, we are discussing about the pattern. Advantages का क्या रहते हैं? Wooden pattern, they are inexpensive. Okay, then they are easily available. Wooden, easy to fabricate. वजन कम है. रिपेयरिंग कॉस्ट नील है, इन केस अगर आपको कुछ रिप्लेस करना है, सो इट कैन बी रिप्लेस्ड वेरी इजीली, विच इज़ नॉट possible in your metals or plastics. Then surface finish often is also good on the wooden pattern. What we are talking about the pattern, we are not talking about the product. Okay, then limitations क्या है? Susceptible to shrinkage and swelling. जो लकड़ा है वो क्या होता है, श्रिंक होता है या फूक जाता है, जैसा कि अपना बारिश में अपना जो घर का दरवाजा है, यू माइट हैव नोटिस, वो फूकता है, वो थोड़ा टाइट लगता है। ओके, सो इट इज वुडन, देन वेयर रेजिस्टेंस उसका है ही नहीं, हाँ, दिस wooden patterns can worn out faster, then they absorb moisture, so they get wrapped, then you have to handle it precise properly, otherwise it can get damaged, it can get cut, and obviously the life is short. So these are not the limitations in case of metal pattern. So metal patterns where large number of castings have to be produced from the same patterns. They will not absorb moisture. They are more stronger. What we are talking about patterns. Okay, we are not talking about the product, or we are not talking about the mold. Okay, see, molds are made up of sand. Molds are also made up of metals. Okay, if it is the sand mold, then the life will be one, because then it has to be broken. But if it is a metal mold, if it is a metal mold, then the life is more. You can have 1,000 pieces, 10,000 pieces, number of pieces. Right now, what we are discussing is pattern. We are not discussing about the mold, because pattern is the first step. And what we are discussing sand casting. We are discussing sand casting. We are discussing casting. Remember, क्या चल रहा है, कास्टिंग चल रहा है, ठीक है, और हम लोग पैटर्न डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज पैटर्न्स आर यूज फॉर क्रिएटिंग द कैविटीज इन द मोल्ड, जिसमें कि मोल्टन मेटल विल बी पोर्ड. So these are the advantages of your metal pattern. Okay. Then these are the limitations, because they are expensive. Lot of machining is required. Cannot be repaired very easily. अगर कुछ डैमेज होगा तो आपको वेल्डिंग वगैरह सब करना पड़ेगा. रस्टिंग इज द मेजर प्रॉब्लम. फिर आपको वापस उसको ग्रीस लगाओ, या यू हैव टू यूज स्टेनलेस स्टील. So that adds to the cost. Wet, it is bulky, it is heavy, so it is difficult to handle. Patterns can also be made out of the plastics. Okay, so, and here there are the advantages. It is easy to make abrasion registers, and now you know plastic is replacing the metals. Okay, of course not everywhere. Limitations प्लास्टिक पैटर्न क्या रहता है कि when subject जो अगर ज़्यादा अगर शॉक्स है, when it is subjected to shocks, then your plastic will not last. देन प्लास्टर ऑफ पेरिस, प्लास्टर ऑफ पीओपी बोलते हैं ना, हम लोग घर में करते हैं पीओपी. तो पीओपी इट इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ सीमेंट. ठीक है, तो your patterns can be made out of POP also, but it is very easy to machine. Wax pattern, again it gives a very good surface finish, high accuracy the waxing. And then वैक्स पैटर्न क्या रहता है, इट कैन टेक ऑल द फाइन शेप्स. वैक्स पैटर्न, जैसे कि मैं बोला ना कि आपका कान में अगर जो प्लग डालना है, उसका मोल्ड बनाना है, सो कान का जो है, इवन नोज, हाँ, नोज में जो प्लग्स वगैरह डालते हैं उसका, और एनी फैंसी कंपोनेंट लाइक इमिटेशन ज्वेलरीज. इमिटेशन ज्वेलरीज में देयर आर वेरी फाइन डिटेल्स, सो उसके लिए दिस वैक्स पैटर्न्स आर प्रीफर. सो इसमें कैसा रहता है, द wax pattern, there is no chance that mold cavity will get damaged while removing the pattern. Wax क्या हो जाता है, मेल्ट हो जाता है. Okay, so usually the life of the wax is only one. Of course you can remove the wax pattern also. You can remove the wax pattern and you can reuse also. You can reuse also. ऐसा नहीं कि उसको मेल्ट ही करना है. वैक्स इज नथिंग बट क्या, जो अपना कैंडल रहता है ना, वो मेणबत्ती, वो जो है दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द वैक्स. देन व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट अलाउंसेस. तो इवन अपना पीटर भी बोला कि इट इज पैटर्न इज सेम एज द मोल्ड. ओके, बट इट लुक्स लाइक सेम, size wise it is different. Size wise it is different, remember. So you have to consider some allowances on the pattern. So what are those allowances? Because any metal on solidification, it will shrink. It will shrink. Like say, suppose I want to make a component of say 100 by 100 by 100, length, width, and height. Okay. So I have to have a cavity bigger, because after solidification it is going to shrink. So now Peter, if my shrinkage is 1% and if my component size is 100 by 100 by 100, so what should be my cavity size, or what should be my pattern size? My cavity size has to be bigger, correct? Hello Peter, are
Yeah.
you?
Yes, sir.
So if my shrinkage is 1%, so what should be the pattern size?
1 millimeter greater.
1 millimeter greater. So it should be 101 by 101 by 101. Correct, no? So the cavity should be 101 by 101 by 101. Cavity in the mold. Are you understanding? Cavity in the mold should be 101 by 101 by 101. So that once
Yes.
the molten metal is poured, it will get solidified. And since we have been told that the shrinkage is 1%, it will shrink to 100 by 100 by 100. Okay. So this is called as the shrinkage allowance. But not only shrinkage allowance, there are other allowances also, like machining allowance. Because you know that casting surface is rough. बराबर है? So you have to machine it 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter. So you have to add that machining allowance. So suppose now if I say the machining allowance is 2 millimeter. मशीनिंग अलाउंस आपको समझ में आ रहा है, मतलब आपको मिलिंग करना पड़ेगा या टर्निंग करना पड़ेगा. तो ना सपोज मशीनिंग अभी 1 मिलीमीटर आपने कैलकुलेट किया तो साइज हो गया 101 101 101. अभी मशीनिंग अलाउंस समझो 2 mm है. So what will be the size of the pattern now?
103 by 103 by 103.
Very good. 103. 103. Now there are other allowances also, draft, but these are the two major allowances, shrinkage and machining. There is a draft allowance, that is the pattern has to be taken out. There is a shake allowance, that is pattern has to be देखा ना आपने मोल्ड हिलाना है बराबर ना, वाइब्रेट करना है so that it comes out. So that allowance also you need to consider. Okay. ठीक है. So we will whenever you are free, you just let me know so that I can take some extra lectures. Uh, is the CR there? Sandra is there? Sandra?
Yes, sir.
If you have any free lectures, no, you just let me know. Just let me know beforehand. Uh,
Okay, sir.
Tomorrow is instructional day or non-instructional day?
So
Saturday
tomorrow is Saturday, so we don't have any lectures.
you have holiday. Okay. Any other free lectures you have Monday to Saturday? You just let me know. Monday you have any free lectures? Because the
Uh,
it is very vast, no? That's why.
Sir, I'll
Monday.
let you know after.
Okay.
No, Monday it's full, but I'll let you know after asking the class.
What about in the afternoon? Monday afternoon. Now your timing is 9 to 1:30, no?
Yes, sir.
So if you can have one extra lecture at 2 o'clock Monday.
Sir, I'll have to check. Just
Okay. Because then one more week only you will have this timetable. Then afterward next to next week you will start with the practicals, no? That will be 2 to 4. So you'll be busy till 4 o'clock. Now Monday afternoon I am free. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I have practicals in the afternoon. Let me know, okay? Yeah. Thank you.
yes, sir.
Any doubts?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I'll stop recording. Thank you.